Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Viking Size Gamer, and today, of course, we got released the WWE 2K19 screenshot that we have all been waiting for the last not many hours actually when it was announced. So that's quite a quick turnaround, and hopefully this is the first of many. But as you can see from this screenshot, there isn't actually a lot to write home about. Now we're gonna have to really kind of scrape for stuff to actually talk about in this one. I kind of feel like I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel here for stuff to actually get out of this screenshot. Now, don't get me wrong, a lot of people are comparing this to WWE 2K18, and I can understand why, because really, it doesn't seem like there's that much of a graphical upheaval from last year, and I didn't expect there to be. Really, this game needed more modes and obviously gameplay really updates. But for everything else, it seemed like it was pretty on point, to be fair. Now, of course, the only reason that we're all really here is the fact that we can glean some little bits from this actual screenshot. There's not loads here, but as I said, the good news is there is some things that we can get out of it, so we may as well squeeze what we can, right? As you can probably see, the actual way that the whole jacket of AJ Styles sits on him now, it's like the fabric is its own like texture or something. I'm not 100% sure how it works, but it seems like the way that they've created the actual cloth this year, the cloth mechanics, seems to have been updated possibly, which would make a bit more sense, because as you can see in the armpit section there, it's kind of squashed up as well, and the way it's actually flowing down him now, it doesn't have that unnatural sort of curling where it's kind of just been put on him. It kind of seems like it actually does have some weight to it, like it's actually something that he would wear, almost adding a bit more realism to it, which is obviously good. So that's a bonus. That's obviously a massive bonus there straight away. The WWE title as well seems like it's a little bit brighter, there's a little bit more spectacular, I suppose. Maybe, I don't really know. To be fair, it just seems like it's a bit brighter, it seems like it's a bit shinier. If anything, I'm going to be honest with you, it seems more like the lighting itself has had a bit of an upgrade, as I did cover that in a rumour before, that they were looking to really basically upgrade the lighting. You know, they've got this new graphical engine that they released last year, and to be fair, they're not going to punish that immediately all the way to its limit. They're going to have to like really experiment with it, but the good news is that it is out, and obviously this year we're getting a few little improvements here and there, which is better than nothing at all, surely. Coming back to the AJ Styles, you can see on here the major comparison is actually the lighting and the way it falls on AJ Styles and his clothes. As you can actually see, that this comparison is from Mr. Big Show Off, and this is him comparing his WWE 2K18 model with his 2K19 model, and you can see that really there is some improvements there, not major. Now obviously you can see there's a bit more definition to the face, the textures seem a little bit nicer, generally the whole thing seems a little bit cleaner, a little bit smoother, like they've been able to put them together a little bit nicer. Obviously the hair's been updated, but we all knew that was coming, really, realistically, let's be fair about that. You know, the coat, as I said, is nicely flowing down him. It's not actually seeming like it's a completely different part to him, that they just kind of stuck on for what it is, where they just kind of stick to them, you know. It's just, I feel like it's cloth this year. I feel like it's actually some sort of cloth mechanic, which would be much better, because obviously we've seen what happens with some of the cloth mechanics in 2K when it goes horribly wrong, i.e. Neville. That cape, man, it will haunt my dreams. Really, when you look at it, the lighting is where it's been most improved. The way it bounces off his actual gear, the way it shines on the ring itself, the ring ropes, the way everything just kind of looks a bit brighter, a bit sharper. It just generally looks like a better game, and lighting does that anyway. If you can get the lighting right in a game, it will look infinitely better, and obviously it comes out of the textures as well, because it really does accentuate the textures and the way that they put those on there as well. There's just not a lot from the screenshot, if I'm going to be honest, and I think that's mainly because of the way that it's been taken. The angle itself really doesn't give away that much, if anything at all. Now here's the other thing as well. What I've done is I've slightly adjusted the screenshot itself of this AJ Styles screenshot, and basically I've zoomed in a little bit, so I'm going to show you here that you can see The crowd is there. It's very faint, but when you add a little bit of contrast and a little bit of adjustments to it, you can see that they are there. Now obviously they're very faint, which is why that I had to do it like this, but it seems to me like possibly the crowd may have had a bit of an update. I'm not 100% sure because obviously right now it's all seen the shadows, but they all seem a bit spaced and I'm not quite sure what's happened here. Maybe the arena's just had an update itself, but it seems to me like maybe they may have done a little bit of a touch up on the crowd itself as well. And this is just gleaming from what I can see, at least anyway, just from adjusting that. There isn't a lot else that I can really see from this screenshot, so really there isn't a whole lot to go on from this, but we can take away that it seems to me like the actual clothing of AJ Styles, it seems like it's a lot brighter. It actually has some more reflective value from the lighting on there. The lighting's been updated, not only the textures on the ring ropes but also on the turnbuckles, AJ Styles' clothes, his hair. It all seems like it's actually, I don't know, just a little bit more realistic with the way that light bounces actually off them. You can see obviously on here that he's had his hair updated. You can see that the championship just is actually reflecting the light a little bit more, which just has its brilliance turned up a little bit more. And it looks like, as I've said, that maybe the crowd has had some sort of update from there, which would be quite nice. We can always say that the crowd could use a little bit of an update, because if we're going to be honest, the crowd just wasn't realistic at all. Just didn't look like anything. It just looked like blocky people cheering. It wasn't always great. It's not really a big deal, the crowd, but to be fair, when you're getting out there and you're fighting in places like the crowd, you'd like them to look a little bit more realistic. So hopefully we'll actually see more screenshots coming out during this week and next week, and obviously we'll have gameplay, maybe just entrances or something. The thing is that's always good as well is the NBA have actually released their gameplay video today. Now this is obviously major because generally WWE 2K is roughly about 2 weeks behind, so if anything we may actually get some gameplay a couple of weeks from now, which would be obviously incredible, because then we'll actually be able to assess what kind of changes have actually happened in this year's game. Now of course all of you are really wondering whether or not we're actually going to see anything before that. Roster reveals probably around SummerSlam time. There's not a whole lot of news coming out at the moment. We're still getting bits and bobs in. The main takeaway from this is that we are starting to get screenshots coming out, and we are getting new things getting handed to us. So, updates, really? Not a lot. Screens, they look good. The face textures, obviously a little bit updated, so the rescans have happened, and it looks a little bit nicer, it looks a little bit cleaner, and the lighting looks better on it. Apart from that, looks the same, but a bit nicer, and that's fine. I'm fine with that. We're all about the modes, really. If we're going to be honest, let's be honest. Yeah, we're all about the modes. You might not have been happy with Tower mode, but it's actually not that bad, and actually, just because it wasn't GM mode, you know, you can't, it's like, Tower mode is basically like Rey Mysterio coming in at number 30 when everybody wanted Daniel Bryan instead. It's not Rey Mysterio's fault, and it's not Tower mode's fault, alright? You can't just do that. It doesn't work, okay? Tower mode is a brand new mode that you asked for. You asked for something new, they gave it to you, and because it's not Daniel Bryan or GM mode, you don't want it, even though it's a Rey Mysterio. It's not that bad. It's pretty good. You know, it's okay. It's pretty, you know, it's something you'd probably get on with. Probably something you'd like. But because it's not GM mode, you don't want it. Just don't do that. It's fine. Okay, it's fine. Right. The great news is they are working on stuff. So hopefully we'll see some decent things soon. So that's been pretty much my roundup for now. Let me know down in the comments what you think. If you spotted anything in there that maybe I've missed, possibly, or if there's anything else that you want to let me know about WWE 2K19 related, I am happy for you guys to get in on that. Hopefully you'll have joined me on Twitch as well, because that is all up and running. I've officially gained Twitch affiliate, which is a pretty big thing for me. I've managed to actually get Twitch affiliate. That's cool. That's cool, right? Right? Other than that, thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more WWE 2K19 news and rumours when they come out, and I'll see you in the next video.
Pre-order the deluxe edition and play 4 days early.